Yo, I want to talk about the league journey so far and the shift uh, to Valorant for now. I will mainly focus for the next 3 months, mainly on Valorant because part of it is I made kind of a bet and I need to play 3 Valorant games per day. And that's quite a lot for me because, like, when I focused on League, like, mainly and a little bit on other games, I played 2 League games today, per day, 6 days a week. But now it's 7 days for at least 7 times 3 per week. I don't play every day, but I need to use 7 times 3. And that's a lot. Valorant games. And yeah. And some other stuff, like everything fell together like a puzzle. And for now, I will like not focus on League. And I really had an interesting journey. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I tried like the last, I don't know how much time it was, but like mainly I focused on top lane with Quinn, and in the normally I always was ADC main like Ash Kaiser, and it was different experience because I had some trouble top lane, to be honest. Like, had good runs, but okay, in the end, I really struggled. Kind of, it was harsh games. Um, and the main thing is that I really like is different from bot lane is like there are so many champs in top lane you can't kill. They're just unkillable. It doesn't matter what they do, and it kind of like annoyed me a little bit. Like in bot lane, when I play, it's like sometimes there are harsh games, like you get four-man or something, or you have to play 1v2 for some reason, and somehow the enemy ADC gets fed because of bad team fights, and then suddenly you're just screwed. But the main point for me is like why I think potentially like botline more is like doesn't matter what happens, you can still kill the enemy ADC if he screws up. Like in top lane, certain champs, most champs, at a certain point they're unkillable, and they're just yeah, I don't know. Top lane is kind of weird, uh, because like half of the game, like half of the matchups are just unplayable. You just don't interact. It's just wave management simulator on top lane. I feel like yes, you can fight, and yes, you can outplay, but half of the matchups you just can't. Or like you get 1v2'd because the jungle is there or something. It's just a completely different game, I feel like. And it's really hard against these like really strong stat checkers. Like I don't know. Against Yorick I struggled a lot. Like sometimes Nasus, not always. This game I got camped a lot and didn't respect the jungle pressure and got screwed. And had synergy problems, but whatever. It's like yeah, it's kind of I don't know. It felt kind of coin flippy, honestly. I'm not like I still feel, although I mainly play top lane, I feel I'm still like struggling more top lane than bot lane. I think. But yeah, essentially, I feel like it's you can outplay more in bot lane than in top lane potentially because ADC is normally not a tank or a very tanky like character. and they all like are killable. Unless you get some they're cheesy combos also, but yeah. Yeah, in the end it's kind of harsh games like some team disparity, blah blah blah. There I just like struggled a lot and got camped by the Echo. Like Echo is such a harsh jungler. Like if you don't respect him, it's over. But yeah, got gold 4. I know it's not much for like league people that like play all day, but yeah, whatever. I'm not a pro player, and I'm quite content reaching gold 4. Like my peak natural, like it's gold 4, and I'm quite happy with that, honestly. Especially with top lane, where I kind of struggle, to be honest, because I can't handle certain champions. For viewers that watch some of my games will know that certain types of champions I have a hard time with. But yeah, overall it was a fun experience and I learned a lot. Especially mental stuff, because League, like, it kind of annoys the hell out of you, and you need to have a strong mental for this game, honestly. Otherwise you just go crazy. It's just how it is. Like, I feel like League is one of the most infuriating and tilting games I've ever played, honestly. I don't think there are many more games that tilt you so hard as League, because League is kind of balanced, but it doesn't feel fair, if that makes sense. And this feeling of not being fair is tilting you subconsciously when you, like, it's just, you can argue however you want. I know there are many people like, oh no, like, it's balanced, you just have to play around it, blah blah blah. I know. I just know. Like, I know there are like people that know everything better and so on, and everything is outplayable. Yes, it's balanced. Yes, you can outplay everything. But if I'm 6-0 Riven and there comes a 0-6 Ornn, is completely behind and 1v1s me and kills me, like when I'm all-inning him, I don't know, like, it's, yes, he's a tank. Yes, he's supposed to be tanky, but like every tank I feel in this game is just scaling for free. He's completely behind and still 1v1s you, even if you, yeah, like, you have to be so fed, so ahead to 1v1 a tank at a certain point, even if he's so behind. Like, I played like one normal game with Akali and I was so ahead, and this Ornn just, like, I couldn't kill him. Like, he nearly killed me every time, and then my teammates helped me out to kill him. And it's just these interactions, like, don't feel fair. I know. Like, no, it's fair, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's balanced, blah, blah, blah. I know. But it doesn't feel fair. I can't change it. Like, I can't change my feeling of how the game is. And it doesn't feel fair. When a tank does nothing, plays bad, does, like, I don't know, doesn't even use his brain, and just gets away with doing nothing. And then he gets impact for doing nothing, just for existing. And you have to make backflips, front flips, you have to roam, you have to do this, you have to do that, and to have the same impact or more than him. And that's the thing about League that is so tilting. It's not that it's such a hard game and because of that you're tilted. No. You get tilted when you feel it's unfair. When you struggle with something but you don't know why it's there. You don't understand. That's the one thing. But when something feels unfair, you get tilted. It's the same with burnout. Burnout, when you're treated unfairly and you do something and like you feel you're not valued, you're treated unfairly, it feels unfair, you get burned out by your work or something. It's natural. And the point with League is that League just doesn't feel fair in a certain way. And that's why League is so tilting. Like, yeah, in Tekken there are cheese moves and so on. Yeah, that can tilt you away because it sometimes feels unfair, but it's different. Like, you can outplay the cheese moves directly. Like, you can just counter it, like expect it, and then like if someone does always the like hell sweep low or something, you just duck block it or like counter low it and then just get a combo off and hard punish him for it. Like, there are ways to avoid it, and yes, there are ways in League to avoid it, like don't interact with the tank, blah blah blah, out roam him, out proxy him, blah blah blah, but you have to like you can't directly outplay things in League. You have to have so many workarounds and so many like fixes. You need to fix so many things in a game, and you can't naturally outplay it. You can't directly outplay it. You have to always like work around stuff and so on, and always do something special to counter something, to balance it out again, while your opponent just does nothing special. Like, you have to do so much extra and like work around stuff. It's just, yeah. And if you try to directly outplay some stuff, you just get one-tapped, basically, and the opponent just presses a button and kills you because he just plays the better champion when it comes to 1v1 pressure or direct outplay potential. Like, it just, yes, it's balanced, but to make it balanced, you have to put in so much work mentally and like do so much annoying micromanagement and like work around every single thing. And that's kind of the beauty of the matchup and stuff, but I feel like it's a bit extreme, and like the lack of direct outplayability is really tilting. And it personally tilted me a lot on this journey. Still sometimes kind of does. I mean, it's part of the game, but I'm not like I was not that much around in the past League. I had a time where I played a little bit, but I feel like it's gotten worse. Like, I heard people say like that these kinds of one-sided interactions have become worse, and the counter picks have become worse, and the ability to outplay stuff in League of Legends has declined, and you always have to now like roam and not interact with each other at all to counteract it and to balance it out, that you can even play these matchups. I don't know, like, yes, if you're blah 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 perfect player and like are just you can outplay much stuff, but at a certain point it's not even outplayable for the best players. Like, if they're in certain situations against certain characters, if the characters somewhat know what they're doing, they can counter it by just playing safe or something and like getting tanky. But yeah, that's that's just how it feels. Like, some interactions just don't feel fair. Of course, it's outplayable, it's balanced, blah blah blah. And get good, bro, blah blah blah. I know. It's not the point. Like, in every other game, or in many other games, you can directly outplay everything. Like, in shooters. Like, it doesn't matter what... Even in Valorant. I mean, in Valorant, there are many, like, abilities and so on, and they can sometimes be kind of cheesy, but in the end, like, in Valorant, for instance, most of the time the better player wins, just because it's a shooter. And everyone has this... somewhat the same HP. And if you hit the headshot, you hit a headshot, and he's dead. But in League, like, you do the perfect combo, blah blah blah, but he's just... he just doesn't care. He's just, what? And then he kills you once and you're dead. Like, there's no comparison. Like, you can't outplay in League like in other games. Like, in League, I feel like League is the game where you have the least possibilities to outplay because of how the game is designed. And it's more like a strategy game and so on. And yeah, different characters, strengths and weaknesses. And some characters, like, are more one-dimensional and don't have to have much thought into it in the gameplay and so on. But yeah, that's kind of what subconsciously annoyed me, and I can't fully understand why I got tilted in this game the most, because it just doesn't feel fair in some interactions, and you can't outplay directly often. You have to do workarounds and special fixes and all that stuff. It's just not... it doesn't feel natural as other games, like where you can directly outplay. And I like to have the possibility to directly outplay. That's very important for me, at least. And that's what is most tilting for me in this game. And it's gotten better, but it's still kind of there. And it may never go away, to be honest. And I saw even, like, high elo players struggle with that stuff sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. But yeah, I feel like the main thing is why League is so tilting, at least for me. And I feel like it's for many people too. I'm not the only one. But yeah, nice experience. I struggled in the end, and it was a good run, honestly. Maybe I could have pushed further or not. Like, maybe I needed to, I don't know, grind 2 years full time or something to get higher. I don't know. But I felt like I had an okay performance. It was just the games were very harsh. Yeah, then we have Fantasize. In the past it was like, I was kind of trying around and so on. Then I did like ADC a little bit. And then I had a high MMR, and then I played a little bit of Duo, and I got placed gold 4. Yeah, and now I peaked on my side account, gold 4 also. And yeah, I think when I continue that account, I will make it maybe the ADC account with Kaiser Ash, maybe Severe. I struggle a little bit with Severe, but yeah. I think she works. It's just hard for me to play her because honestly, I feel kind of synergy with Kaiser Ash. But yeah, like I picked their gold. Also, that's kind of nice, honestly. This account is my main account, and this is my main account is the lowest account. I think yeah, on the playlist on my YouTube channel, I have like, I think I played Duo with a friend on this playlist, And the ranked games I played recently, I only played duo. Like, I never played alone. And yeah, I was studying in placements. Iron 2, I think. And we played a few games, and now it's Bronze 3. And in the past, I was also like there. I had Bronze 1, Bronze 2, Bronze 1, and the last season when I played, I had like a really high MMR, and then I got placed high, and there, yeah, Bronze 3. Like my main account is the lowest. But yeah, that's how it is. Like that's my show account. Like when someone, hey, wait, show me your rank, I show him this account. Yo, check it out. But the win rate is high. I have to censor that when I show someone. But yeah, and that's my rhythm. Like in the past, like I began with Fakers Bruder. I had like Riv and Quinn, but then I thought like, I don't know, like Riv and Quinn, they play so differently, and I wanted to like separate them, to be honest. And yeah, then I separated them, and then it just went up. I was bronze or something, and then skyrocketed. Get carried, bro. But yeah, I feel like it's mainly because I always was an ADC main, and I best work with ADCs. I always struggled with melees, to be honest. And yeah, that's yeah, win rates. I don't know, like I feel like I've gotten better with rhythm a lot, but I don't know, it's still hard. Like honestly, mainly with like you can easily see that most of the time when I really have like wait, oh, that's Kaiser. Yeah, when I have these like bulky I don't know, like Darius, Sets, Garen, Cho'Gath, Malphite, Poppy, oh, these special champions, Yorick, Zed. Jax is kind of in the middle, honestly. But yeah, these very nice champions, like these champions, these like more tanky champions, more stat champions that depend less on their kit, like how it's used, but more on their stats. I really have problems with these champions, like that are very tanky or just like have to do damage. Like I really struggle against them. Like when I play against the Yone or something, Gangplank. Like okay, that was a little bit short. Okay, like squishy champions, outplayable champions. Yes, of course, the others are playable too. But honestly, these like squishy, really like skill champions, at least for me, like it's easier. It's so much easier because you can just directly outplay it. Like the other guys they just run you down and win. And that's it. And yeah, it's like, cause they're better, blah blah blah. Yes, maybe they're better, but it doesn't feel that much deserved. I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel like you got outplayed. It does feel like you just got run down by an elephant and he just, like, went to you and sat on you and you just died because of his weight. That's how it feels like. Like the mountain in, like, you just feel like Oberlin and versus the mountain, and the mountain just kills you. Just cause mountain after you try to outplay him. Like sometimes you screw up, but it doesn't matter. Like in I don't know, fourth season of Game of Thrones, I stopped there. But yeah, somewhere there, whatever. I think it's a good comparison. But yeah, it's just like, I know, like, maybe if you're like so much better than your opponent, but if the opponent like is somewhat on your level and even lower, like, I don't know, I don't feel like many lanes are playable, at least for me. Maybe I'm still like, yes, I still need to learn stuff with Riven, blah blah blah. I'm not Riven master at all. Like, right now I'm just casual Riven, I guess. Mostly. But it's really, for me, personally, there is always a pattern. It's always the tanky, beefy, me make damage, me kill you champions that I have problems with. When I have Graves, when I have Yone, like, there's no comparison. Like, even Gangplank is a little bit harder for me, especially because I hate this Q poke. But even the last Gangplank game, where is it? There. Like, I didn't struggle at all. Like, yes, maybe Gangplank, blah blah blah. But, like, Gangplank is not that tanky. At least he wasn't in that game. And because he wasn't that tanky, I had a good time. But tanky struggled. This guy, I don't know, like, Zed is just strong. And I think I have to respect him more because he just wins and blah blah blah. Like, you have to like know every matchup and then respect blah blah blah. You can't directly outplay. And that's exactly what's annoying me in this game. It's just get good, learn the matchup, blah blah blah, play 5,000 games before you even get knowledge to the matchup. I mean, and Garen, honestly, Garen, yeah, I don't know. Like, this guy is a special specimen. It's just so, I don't know. It's not fun to play against these champions. And Poppy especially. And Garen, I don't know. Like, it's just, like, when I played with Quinn against Garen, it was just this guy. This guy, I deal damage to him. This guy doesn't care. This guy just doesn't care. He just, like, ignores me. Kind of. And he, like, last game, I think, was, like, he ignores me. It just doesn't matter what I do. And he waits for the jungler to gank me or something. I don't know. Like, it's just about playing safe, or it just doesn't matter what you do. That's how it feels. And yes, you can interpret skill into everything, and I don't care about that skill discussion, but it doesn't really, like, yeah, I don't know. It's not like in a shooter where you can just headshot that guy. If I headshot Garen with Rhythm, he just doesn't care. He presses R and kills me. Like, that's how I feel. And, like, it's part of the game, and that's how the game is designed. And I feel like it's worse. It's gotten worse in the newer league. I think it was more outplayable in the past. As much as I heard, I don't know also personally, but yeah. And that's kind of, yeah, these me go, me punch, me kill champions. Like, you clearly see the pattern. Like, I always struggle against them. And then I have a squishier matchup, bam. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, especially with these squishy matchups, it's just, and it's like, it doesn't feel like when I look at this pattern that it's that much player dependent. I feel like it's pick dependent, because these beefy damage stat picks that just have high stats, with those I struggle. And the other, like, squishier picks that have to actually use their brain, I'm fine most of the time. And that means a lot to me when it comes to personal bias. Because, of course, like, yeah, he's just a hater, he's just bad, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I'm not that good. But still, it means a lot to me that, like, from that history, I just see that I only do well against squishy champions that you can actually outplay. I mean, Aatrox, I struggle with him. I don't know why I got 7-1. I guess like I got lucky or something. But honestly, most of these champions, like Yone, Graves, these champions, you have to use your brain. You're squishy. Like Yone is kind of busted in a certain way, but still, like, he's squishy. He's squishy. You can outplay him. And Kayn is also squishy. Yeah, very interesting, honestly. Like a case study or something. But yeah, this history, for me personally, it shows the problem I have with League, that you can't directly outplay stuff. And just like if you play Riven, he just has to play like these beefy champions, and just from my perspective, it feels like he has an advantage. But yeah, if you're like so much better than the other person, of course. Like, but it's not like you have to play the game in a way I right now don't like to play the game. Like, I don't like these indirect blah blah blah. I want to directly outplay. But yeah, that's why I kinda struggle in this game, I guess. But I feel like it's gotten better with Riven. Like, in the end, like, I really like this game. I really, at a certain point, I think, I didn't interact with this guy. And this guy, I think he emoted me or something. He felt like, he felt it, man. He felt like he was on top of the world with his Malphite. Like QR, whatever. Perma queuing. It's just wonderful. But yeah, I think, like, honestly, maybe in the weekends or something, I will play some League, but not during the week, because I don't have time so much for it. But occasionally, maybe play a little bit of League. And also, like, the League client is so bugged, honestly. Like, I was forced to go AFK by the client multiple times and got punishments for it. It was kind of annoying. Yeah, and sometimes it didn't. Yeah, because often it didn't start up at all, or like it froze, and I had to deactivate the third-party stuff like the mobilytics and so on. Like, I don't need it anymore, honestly. It's kind of cooler experience, the pure experience, but still. Today I tried to open it while I have the browser open and did something on the side, and it just didn't open. League just didn't open. It's just like I need to reset my computer and only like start up League and the essential stuff, and then it works. But otherwise it's not guaranteed to work, and that's not like a game I want to play all day, honestly. Like, I can't even get it to run consistently. That's also a problem with League. But yeah, I had fun. It was kind of fun experience. I reached a level where I say that's okay. I mean, people will still call me, I don't know, whatever, not that good, blah blah blah. But honestly, Gold 4 for me it's fine. It's a good peak for now. I feel like I learned a lot about this game, about my mental and so on, and that's fine. And yeah, and now yeah, for 3 months I will kinda grind Valorant. I peaked gold 1, but honestly, I don't know. Like, I got in and out of golds right now, and like, honestly, I could be stuck in silver in future, or like get down or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know what will happen, to be honest. But yeah, it, here. It's like what is holding me back is I'm not that good in this game. But honestly, I feel like when I get good, I can outplay in this game. It's just that I'm not that good. Same as League, but like in this game at least there is not. You can always kill the other player, but that's a shooter. That's different. But it's kind of like naturally I synergize more with that idea of outplaying in a shooter than in League. But yeah, both are kind of fun. We'll see. Like, I will spam a little bit more Valorant. Play sometimes maybe a little bit of League, and we'll see where it goes. Honestly, it may go nowhere, may go somewhere. In 3 months, I will reevaluate my journey and see where I go from there. Honestly, and yeah, and that's it for now. And yeah, all the best. Have a nice day.